Welcome back to Saunders Homestead. Yes, we're here November 6th and we're still up north in Maine and working, Wayne's working feverishly to cut the remaining timbers. We have 8 left that are long, that are 10 feet and above. I'll give you a little shot of our garage now. We're starting to collect some products, and as you can see, Wayne's done a lot of the cutting now for the longer beams. Again, the shorter ones are down in Massachusetts. So here's our pile left that we have remaining, all the big ones. And today, Wayne is cutting this huge 24-foot 8x10. And the purpose of this beam is going to be the end of our house, and it's our gable, south end, south-facing gable porch that's covered. It's a covered porch. And this beam is going to hold in the floor joists for that 8-foot width deck. And what Wayne's doing right now is he is laying out the cuts that he's going to have to do. And this is a complicated beam. It's got dove pocket joists for the floor, and it's got mortises that are for posts and braces. So you've got it all here, and then it's got curved angled tenons on each of the ends. So there's some challenges, and this is a time-consuming beam, and it may take about 10 hours. And what Wayne's done is he's come up with some ways. Given the amount of beams, he loves to just do the chisel and stuff, but he's found ways, some creative ways, making templates and trying to save some time at making, drawing out his dimensions and beams. Wayne, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about your templates.
Okay, so I made one template for the dovetail mortises for the joist, the floor joist. They're going to slide down in there. So I just cut out some aluminum and screwed it together and drilled a hole for the center point. And then so that way you can see the center point. And then you line it up and then you lay it out. So that way it just makes it easier than having to lay out every line on every one. And also I made a template because the squares don't come like this, 2-foot squares. They don't have the same width. And so where a lot of the mortises have a 2.5-inch center, this makes it easy to do it. You're just going to make sure that your width of your timber is
8 inches.
Is 8 inches, and then that way it comes out perfect every time.
And that way your center joist is what you're aiming at. How wide is that center pocket there?
That's 2.5 inches, which is the width of this.
Okay, I see.
So after I cut the mortise too, I'll check it with this.
Stick it in there to make sure it's tight.
Stick it in to make sure it's tight. And as you can see, it's lined right up perfectly on the line. So when I take away the line, it's actually exactly 2.5 inches. So this will be for a center post mortise.
And
These
you had to
mortises
use, before you had the template, you had to use a tape measure and pencil and,
Yeah.
and square.
Combination square, yeah.
So it took longer.
Yeah.
Would you say you saved a lot of time?
Yeah, so it saves time and it makes it more accurate. So that way you don't get to slide it back and forth every time.
Okay, great.
And then I've also made an adapter for my one of my combination squares. So
You made a longer one? Is that what you did?
yeah, so I put a longer bed on it.
And why'd
So-
you do that?
So that way I could check the tenon shoulders and check the whole shoulder without having to use a 2-foot square.
Oh, here's one, yep.
So you just put that on there like that, and you can slide it all the way out, see?
To make sure it's level.
To make sure
Your
that
cuts
this
are
is
level.
exactly what it's supposed to be off the shoulder, you know?
Yeah, the other ones that they make are much shorter than that, so you can't check the tenon all the way out.
Yeah, so
And there's an example of the
curve.
curved tenon he's got to do for the beam he's doing now. Here's some other ones that are completed, other beams
That one
are
over there is the
accomplished.
better one. Look at that one.
Oh, yeah, the beams are tough. Here's the other sides. And here they are all the way down. You'll see some of the joist pockets all the way down. That's another 24.
Here's the cut sheet. Here, I'll put my
Yeah, and
thumb
this
on
is what we're trying to accomplish. He's trying to accomplish today. There's the cut sheet for this particular beam.
So you have a top view, a south view, and a bottom view, which is all you'll need because there's only mortises on one side to catch the floor joist. So this is beam 24 to 26. So
And
that's
then we have a plan view
that's a
that
carrying,
shows you.
a carrying beam. So here's our south gable porch, and here's 24, and here's 26. So that beam is 24 feet long. It goes across, and it carries the floor joist. So these joists will slide down into these dovetail mortises. And then that center mortise right here is for a post. So that's for that center post right here. And then there's a mortise on the other side. So this would be for this one because it's the top side. And there's one on the bottom to catch the bottom. And there's mortises over here for the angle braces and the posts. So
Thank you.
there's plenty of joinery on this to do.
Great. Well, we'll check back with you in a little bit, Wayne. Once you've finished laying it out and you start your cuts, we'll come back. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you in a bit.
Yep.